Hi, everybody. This is Jim Cornette, pro wrestling legend, and you're listening to the Book in the Territory Unprofessional Wrestling Podcast.
This is the artist formerly known as Daryl Van Horn, James Mitchell, the Sinister Minister, and I'm here to let you know I would rather slam my cock in a car door than to miss the dulcet tones of Hard Body Harper, my illegitimate son, on Booking the Territory podcast.
Woo, Messi, this is professional wrestler Jimmy Valiant, the Boogie Woogie Man. Tell my people, my brothers and sisters, don't you dare miss Booking the Territory. Oh, yeah.
This is a one-man gang. You're listening to Booking the Territory Pro Wrestling Podcast.
Welcome back, everyone, to this week's episode of Booking the Territory, the unprofessional wrestling podcast, where today we're talking some NWA Saturday Night on TBS from November the 5th, 1988. I'm sitting here with Doc Turner, and not quite Hard Body Harper yet. Harper is running late. He was working today, so but he's coming. I just literally got off the phone with him, so I'm sitting here with Doc. What's up, man? How you doing? Or should I speak proper, since Harper's friend Darren hates, our ridiculousness that we have on this show?
I don't care about him, but I heard he was out getting his coronavirus preparation kit.
You heard who was getting that?
Harper. That's why he was late.
Why would he need that?
Well, dude, there's a pandemic on the way. Haven't you been watching the news, man? The whole virus is coming.
You know my stance on that.
I ain't worried about the virus. I'm worried about these motherfuckers in my office. Shoot job just got the strep, the flu, the itchy eyes, the scratchy nose. They're just coming to work coughing and sneezing on shit. Ain't no coronavirus. It's just sickness, man.
You need to explain. I was about to say, you need to explain what you mean by that.
People come to work sick, man.
That bad, huh?
It's that bad, man. Shoot job's everything's got me down today, man. I'm in a bad way, man. The shoot job.
Flustered. Mr. No Cell over there, nothing gets on his nerves on the show, is freaking flustered right now.
When you're white collar, white privilege, this constitutes a bad day. It ain't like nobody got, couldn't pay rent or couldn't figure out how to work the patron page like that one dude that's new to the scene. I just traffic.
No, he wasn't saying that. I think you misread it because he actually, while we're talking about that, I need to shout him out. I'm gonna shout out the rest of the patrons in a minute. His name is Cleve, and you should have seen the message he sent me right after he signed up. I haven't had a chance to respond to it yet, but it was pretty damn phenomenal. This guy should get the government cheese for this week's episode. He said, "Thanks, guys. I made my hoe figure it out. I was gonna go Captain Beat a bitch on her if she didn't."
I was just reading that email of his where he couldn't the tweet where he couldn't figure it out. I was like, man, I could just see him there, like with his hand on his rubbing his forehead, trying to figure it out, like Harper trying to balance his checkbook. Come on, man.
He got it. He got his woman to do it for him. Anyway,
everybody can relate to this. It's the shoot job. It's the rat race. It's the traffic. It's the wrecks. It's the youth sports. It's the kids' bad attitudes. It's just everything, man. It's all trying to get me down, and I think it's winning.
He's flustered. He's all his bills are paid, everyone. He's a doctor. He's got all the education in the world, and he's literally flustered because Latrell choked his coach out again. Maybe not, but
I cry real tears. I cry real tears too, pal.
Okay, Mr. Sensitive today. That's nice. Okay, so Doc, let me take care of some business, and then
let me ask you something else.
Oh, okay, yeah.
In the Everybody Does Wrestling Better Than Wrestling page, just to keep this, like we always do it. How much are you going to buy that a boxer who was part of cutting an angle for a heavyweight match is going to blame a 40-pound costume on why he lost a heavyweight title fight?
Wait, is that real, or are you just making this up?
Deontay Wilder said he knew that when he had to stand there for like 15 minutes with that 40-pound weight on in the back. That costume weighed 40 pounds. And he said when he got up to and then he had to climb the steps up to the ring. And when he took it off, he's like, I knew my legs were gone.
You gotta be kidding me.
Right. You know why he said all that? Because bout number 3 is on the horizon.
I don't know, man. Like, you know, one of our longtime patrons, Robert Silva, he's a pretty, like, big dude that's into boxing, and he's pretty good at analyzing these things, and he literally follows boxing, like, even the smaller fights and what. And I listened to a show he did, and God, I can't remember the name of the show. I think it's Logan Reviews or something like that, on the fight in Wilder and Fury. And I don't know. I think, you know, just listening to him, and I follow his boxing analysis on other fights and stuff, and he's just saying, like, I don't know, man. He took as much of an ass whipping. We might not see Wilder Fury 3. So I don't know, man.
Let me tell you this. He's already done something in the WWE, but Tyson Fury has a wrestling future.
Well, hold on. So you didn't watch the fight. I tweeted out during his entrance.
You know why? Because I don't have $90 to throw at shit like that.
Actually, you have $90. You just don't want to spend it on that. But that's a whole nother story. I'm not going to go there. Anyway, the funny part about it was when Fury's entrance to the ring, boxing. Well, I tweeted out that his entrance was as long as Undertaker's, because it really was. And I'm like, boy, they got this working thing down now, man. Even boxing's got it. Every sport got it.
Boxing's always had it, though.
Well, I guess. I mean, I'm not a big boxing fan, so I can't really say yes or no.
I'm not a huge boxing fan either, but I really respect it. I mean, it takes a fucking sack of stone to stand there in front of somebody who can knock your head off for 3 minutes at a time.
Oh, yeah. You got to have a set of pelotas on you to get that.
And I mean, everybody's like, oh, it's just it's skillful. I mean, I don't want my kids doing it, but I mean, I got respect for it, but they know how to work. Jesus Christ. You think Tyson coming out with no robe wasn't a work? That's a work too. He was the Stone Cold. Everything. As I told you, this is from the Everything's Wrestling page, man. They got a third match coming because there's always money in the rematch.
Well, this was a rematch, so you're saying there's going to be another one?
Is there more money to be made?
I mean, there's a lot of people who will shell out money again for another fight.
Especially if we're going to float. Well, it was the costume's fault. And then I saw somebody, it might have even been on our page, that Vader didn't complain about having to wear that big headdress out there.
Let's compare pro wrestling.
Now Vader ended up with heart failure, so maybe his heart gave out from having to wear that thing out there, but whatever. All right, I know you're itching to do some business, then I got a shout out that I want to throw out, so we should go ahead and get going with this. Shout out to Robert Silver. I know he's one of the biggest Doc-A-Holics out there. Way to go with boxing.
Oh, he loves this show, man. He
loves me specifically, I know. He's always like,
okay, stop chewing.
Oh, I'm having a corny dog.
Jesus Christ.
This
is why Harper's friend Darren doesn't like us.
No, I know, Robert.
Man, what y'all doing?
What's the thing Robert Silver said one time, that he was laying in bed with this chick and they were both talking about how great I was?
I don't think it was that. I don't think it was that. He did. He did say he was laying in bed with his woman one time listening to us, and she was laughing or something. Yeah, something like that.
All right. Well, agree to disagree. All right. Well, you go ahead and do some business. I'm gonna need some corny dog here.
Go ahead. You do that. So, shout out to our largest patron contributors monthly, Disrespectfully Classy, Marky Blassie, Kyle Riley, Mike Childry. Thank you very much for your generous patronage. Joseph Ice, you also bumped up your pledge recently, so thank you so much. Big time bump up. I appreciate it, Joseph. Joseph, I emailed you back again, so if you've replied to that before this airs, I don't worry about what I'm saying here, but check your email again, because I sent you another email right after you bumped up, after we exchanged our first email. Also, I want to give a shout out to, like I said, Cleve earlier in the show, new Patreon member, Cleve. Enjoy all the extra Patreon content that you will get from us, including the Jim Crockett Promotions pay-per-views, the Clash of the Champions, the pre-shows, which we haven't done a pre-show in the last couple of weeks, so we'll get back on that. Life has gotten in the way, but don't worry, we'll continue with our top 10s in the next week. Also, thank you to Tommy Craig, new Patreon member. Tommy said he doesn't pledged to many shows. There's only 2, and we are one of them. So, Tommy, thank you very much. And then Mike Watson, or Michael Watson, who is a.k.a. at MDWDFW, which is Mikey in DFW. You've shouted him out before. He gave us a big-time 5-star review a while back, Doc, on Apple Podcasts. He is now a proud BTT Army Patreon member, so thank you, Mikey. Appreciate it. All I can say is enjoy the utter filth and additional wrestling content on Patreon. And then Work Rate Midget, welcome back, bud. Please don't leave us this time. Thank you for signing back up. Oh. That's all I got, Doc, on the Patreon shout-outs. You got some Doc-A-Holic?
Yeah, I do have a Doc-A-Holic this week. I just want to say this. There is no podcast that you, and you know, I like to use a little bit of hyperbole every once in a while. I like to exaggerate things sometimes. I live large, you know. I take the Doc character, I turn it to 11, right?
Sure.
But let me shoot straight with the Doc-A-Holics for a second. There is no podcast that you could give your money to where you get the personal attention and the personal respect for each dollar that you give than you get here. We're not getting rich off this thing. I think there's a lot of people out there that don't understand the economics of podcasts, but it does help fund the costs that go into this, the equipment that we need to make it happen, and it keeps us sufficiently from having to go into our own pockets, which means we can keep being motivated to stay away from our hoes, wives, side pieces, and kids for a couple hours each week to continue to do this. But just know, you are literally, when you were a patron, 100% shoot. This is 100% shoot. You were literally funding and keeping this show on the air. That's 100%. Am I wrong?
You are 100% right, and I'll add on to it by saying, Miss Sasha, the woman that's in the other room right now, she wouldn't put up with this shit all these years if there wasn't something coming from it to support the equipment and the things that are needed to keep this show going. And I'll leave it at that, because that is probably
this ain't paying for Henny and IPAs, pal.
Oh God, no.
This is paying for software. It's paying for hosting fees. It's just enough to keep the thing rolling. But hey, we appreciate it. And just know, when you listen to the filth, the raunch, the craziness, you hear some dudes that are just like you down at the wherever it is you hang out with your homies. You're contributing to that. We appreciate that. Now, speaking of that, we got to switch over to the Doc. We got to switch over to the Doc Spotlight of the week. Over on Twitter, there's this fool, and I say this with all respect because I say this in the best possible way. His name is Sexton Hardcastle III. He is apparently the BTT lawyer. I wasn't aware that the patrons were paying for our legal fees, but apparently we have a lawyer on retainer. Anyway, this guy is out there, and he's our lawyer, but he's also in business development. He's out there shaking the trees, raking the leaves, trying to get us some ad sales. He said the executives at White Claw have not been amused by the lascivious actions of one hard-body Harper. Be that as it may, I'm pitching a new slogan. When ... circle leaves your mouth raw, refresh your palate with a tasty White Claw. That's real classy, huh?
I don't know what to say about this. His tweets are pretty damn awesome, though.
They're pretty good. Journey Cornette. Yeah. We got Mullet and Morton. We got the fake Stan Lane. We got our own little whack pack here that's out there hanging and banging, if you know what I mean. You better say Fritz Mike. Von Malky in the Eye of Gibson and PN News, or they're gonna come after you. Sorry about that, guys. It's been I ate a whole corny dog there a minute ago, and I've already had a beer, so I'm a little lightheaded. Yeah, those guys too. I'm starting to come around though, man. We're talking about our family here, the patrons. We're about to talk about some wrestling. I feel like today's about to take an upswing. Is Harper anywhere close to the area yet? Is he anywhere ready so we can start this episode?
He's not showing green yet, but
Jesus Christ,
we can start the NWA portion, and we can always circle back because he does have some stuff to say about what goes down in this episode because he was there that night. I mean, he was literally in the stands, and he shared something with me that I did not realize until like literally about 20 minutes ago when I talked to him. So we can definitely talk about that. We can circle back to it. I'm just waiting for him to go green on his gimmick. How's that sound?
Okay. Yeah. I mean, hey. He's got a shoot job too, man. We got it. Somebody Just so you guys know, man, we got to put that food on the table. Them gimmicks keep coming to 316 Gimmick Street. You know what I'm saying?
Them gimmicks keep coming, man. I don't think people realize it. We are in no position to do this full time, right? No position.
If we did, I'd have to move into one of the cardboard boxes from some of the shit that Miss Doc buys from Amazon using the BTT link, and that would be my new house.
Which that BTT link is tinyurl.com/BTT Amazon. That's tinyurl.com/BTT Amazon. Please use it. If you're not a Patreon member, use that because it's a great way to support this show. tinyurl.com/BTT Amazon.
You don't even have to be a patron to do that.
No, you don't. Just got to be somebody who shops on Amazon.
Man, let me tell you something right now.
Uh-oh.
Is it weird that we're already in November of '88?
It's very strange because if
the company's sold, man.
Well, not just that, but I don't know. Well, I don't know if at this exact moment, but
let me get this. Hold on.
But you're close. But no, you're close. Here, the other thing is, here's something about in November '88 as we're getting into it. You realize when we started this, we started it in November
3 years ago,
or October, late October of '85.
3 years ago, dude.
That part alone just is like, where'd the time go? We've covered this promotion for 3 years now.
We have seen the Horsemen come and the Horsemen go. Think of all the names, the superstars that have matriculated through the territory. Yeah, I mean, it's been quite a ride. And hey, you know what? We ain't stopping. What else would we do with our time? You would go outside. We're going to go out there, out in the rest of the house, and deal with our families. Get the fuck out of here. We do that 6 days a week.
Twice on Sunday.
Man, do you see that crimson mask back there, though?
Well, so let me get into it because Harper's got to be getting close to being home. So again, let me reset things.
He's probably stuck out on I-10, bruh.
He was. The irony was he was on I-10 when I talked to him. He was passing the Superdome. But here we go. So we'll get started. Harper's going to join us. We are covering November 5th, 1988. And this show kicks off. We are basically, shit, I hit the wrong button there. Hold on one second, Doc. God, I'm so bad, ain't I? We are basically have the Midnight Express versus the Road Warriors. And I'll save the results for later in the show. Obviously, this is, a long time ago now, 30 plus years ago. So we all know what happens, but we'll save it for later as to what happens. And then after we see the clip with the Midnight Express and the Road Warriors from New Orleans at the Municipal Auditorium, we then head straight to the studio where JR and Tony spoil it for us when they tell us Hawk and Animal beat the Midnight Express, but we will see the match in full later. So although they spoil it, we see it later. Man, it feels like they should have just teased it, but we've had that discussion a number of times, right, Doc?
Yeah, we had this discussion on a recent Smoky Mountain episode, and I would have let it go into the broadcast a little bit. But how great, and it's going to be even greater later when we get into the actual match. How great was Bobby jumping around and flipping around in the ring? Not flipping, but just moving around, bumping around for the Road Warriors. That was phenomenal. We're going to talk about that, like I said, more in depth once we get into the match. But he came in a bloody mess already. Match in progress. New champions. Harper in the building. So much to talk about and more.
It was good shit, pal.
It was airtight, brother. JR's got a new coat. Look at that. He's not wearing the dark blue with the 16 gold buttons on it like I did when I was 6 years old. He's actually got a tan jacket there. He's looking pretty suave from '88. He was probably knocking out some choice Atlanta snatch at that point.
Oh, he was. Doc, I want you to look at him the way he looks at Tony. We talk about this all the time. But
like a starving man looks at a pork chop. What's the hand in front of the camera?
He even licks his lips. Look at him. Watch JR as Tony's talking. He'll lick his lips like he is a steak, like he's about to devour him. Look.
Come on.
Look how serious he is. He's like, I wish this asshole would wrap up so I can get my shit in. Look at him. All right. So
the irony is that 32 years later, these two assholes are still calling wrestling.
They're literally calling it as we are talking right now.
Right.
Maybe they should get David Crockett to replace Excalibur. I don't know about that. Never mind. Never mind. Maybe not. Okay. All right. So, like I said, they break the news about the Midnight and the Road Warriors, and we'll talk more about it as we get into the show, and Harper can tell us about his experiences from that night. We then go to the ring, which we see Ron Simmons.
Hold on.
Okay.
Before we get there, we get the news that Abdullah the Butcher is here tonight. And that, I'm going to tell you, that would have scared the shit out of me in any year of the 80s, and it put an unsettled feeling in my mind in 2020. That dude, you'd see clips every once in a while in World Class of him just either in Puerto Rico or down in San Antonio, just brutalizing people. And him and Brody, Jesus, those were wild.
He was in our top 5 savage wrestlers of all time when he used to do the top 5s.
Yeah. Well, I sort of remember.
That guy was like Kamala in a way for me, where I thought he was going to kill me and eat me and cannibalize me, but he was scarier also in a way, because we really thought he was this savage from the Sudan that, and the Sudan may as well have been on freaking Jupiter for all we knew back then.
I don't know where the Sudan is, but it sounds scary.
Yeah. So you were just scared of him in the worst way possible. Yeah, man. And remember, he was there. I'm going to say this later again, but he was in the territory. He was in JCP when we first started doing this, because he was at Starrcade 85
with Manny.
Yep.
Manny was bleeding. Well, Manny bled on the way to the ring.
Yes. And you remember when you probably don't remember this, when Abdullah was coming to the ring, some fan grabbed his gimmick off his head, and he went after that asshole. Do you remember that?
No, I don't. But would you grab the gimmick off of his head in 1985?
That guy had a death wish. Whoever did that, a death wish.
Imagine messing with a guy like Terry Funk or Abdullah or Brody at any point.
Suicide. Stupidity at its finest is what that is.
Stan Hansen.
Yeah. No thanks, pal. I'll pass.
That's a yes, sir. Let me get out of the way, sir. Now, if I was on the runway, I'd be like, do you have any cheat codes for the latest video game there, sir?
Stop it. I'm kind of trying to think about it. They say that they go back to their hotel and play video games, but I mean, they're leaving that town and going to another town that same night. So I mean,
well,
I think
there's something overblown about that, because Xavier Woods and Brad Maddox weren't going back and playing video games.
And we have video proof of that, right?
Right. The difference is that the boys of yesteryear didn't have to deal with that shit.
Very true. All right. So with all that said, in our discussion about Abdullah and video games these days and whatnot, we go to the first match. Like I said, it's Ron Simmons who defeats Rip Morgan. They go for a long time, as in 10 minutes, and Simmons wins, but the Sheep Herders come in and they jump Simmons after, and then Eddie Gilbert comes in to help Simmons. They actually did this because Eddie and Ron are going to team together in the United States Tag Team title tournament that is going to take place and wrap up at the next Clash of the Champions in December. So, Doc, I guess I'll ask you first, do you have any information or do you have anything you want to say about Ron Simmons versus Rip Morgan here, or you got anything?
Yeah, this feels like it should have been the television main event. I mean, Rip Morgan's not Ric Flair, but this is two names here.
I see why you say that, but I also know why they did this early on in the show, because they wanted to show the unity between Ron Simmons and Eddie.
No, I'm fine with all that. I'm just saying that this is a higher caliber match than we normally get. Interestingly enough, Ron Simmons hit 2 drop kicks in the match, which is pretty interesting for a guy of his size and how they're positioning him.
Yeah, he hit them well too.
Yeah, one of them really well, I thought. But he didn't get just a ton of offense in the match. But yeah, this was not. I mean, this wasn't Flair Steamboat, but it was better than we get on most of our television matches. So I actually kind of liked it. Rip Morgan was always an interesting guy because he was a little bit past my wheelhouse, but just wonder why there wasn't more there. I don't know.
He was fine.
Yeah. Yeah.
This whole thing is, like I said, they set this up so that they can put Ron and Eddie together.
Well, and my question, and I want to hear the promo in a minute, but my question is, what is Eddie Gilbert doing?
Well, so here's the thing. I'm going to give a little spoiler out here. So they do this because Ron Simmons and Eddie Gilbert, again, are going to tag in the United States Tag Team Title Tournament. And Ron Simmons and Eddie Gilbert are going to defeat Al Perez and Larry Zbyszko in the first round of that. And in the second round of it, they set up this thing with the run-in with the Sheepherders because Ron Simmons and Eddie Gilbert were going to fight the Sheepherders in the second round. So here's what's funny about that.
Sheepherders got to go.
Well, the Sheepherders actually won the match, but the NWA, quote-unquote, reversed the decision because the Sheepherders, that's when they left to go to WWF.
Oh.
So they actually won, but nobody, I'm sure there's tape of it somewhere. Who knows? But anyway, long story short, that's what happened. That's what went down. And we're going to see more from Simmons and Gilbert when it comes to the U.S. Tag Title Tournament. Like I said, they're in the Clash 4. They're gonna have a match. It's the finals of the tournament actually at Clash 4, I believe. So anyway, all right. Well, wait, Harper's green. I wonder if that means he's
Jesus.
on. Here's some quick trivia, Doc, for you. How many U.S. Tag Team Title tournaments do you think the NWA held between 86 and 90? They've already held one. If you don't, well, actually, no, shit, I just gave you one answer, but.
Well, the answer's 4.
Actually, 5, I think.
The answer's 4. They had one in
Okay.
92. They had one in 90, January 23rd through February 12th of 1990. They had a tag title for the World Tag Team titles in 89. The one we're about to hold is October 20th through December 7th, and then there was one in 87 and one in 86. Harper.
Hi.
Hey, we heard that you were late because you were out getting all your supplies for your coronavirus preparation kit.
Yeah.
So what goes in the Hardbody Harper coronavirus preparation kit? What if we were open up the kit? What's inside your kit?
Probably condoms.
That's good.
Those little masks.
The mask. Oh, yeah, you want to wear a mask. I mean, in case she wants to do it missionary style. That's good.
That's
good.
nice.
I mean, if you get her from behind, you don't have to worry about that. But whatever. I mean,
what the fuck's wrong with y'all, man? I mean, come on, Harper. This is Darren. What the fuck's wrong with y'all? What y'all talking about? I mean, come on.
That's what it sounds like.
You want to grow up or something? I mean, what kind of bullshit's going on here, man? I mean, Jesus Christ, what the hell I'm supposed to be a wrestling podcast. I try to check it out because I see it online, and I listen to you and like, what the fuck, bro? Darren's gonna kick my ass next time he sees it.
Anything else you're gonna do to get ready for the coronavirus?
Baby wipes.
Yeah, you gotta have some baby wipes.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
I guess that's it, huh?
Maybe you get a manscaper in case that you get quarantined. You can keep your nutsack bald like a baby.
That's nice. They want people to, if you got a beard, they say shave your beard off.
Why?
For the coronavirus.
Why?
I don't know.
No.
I'm not
You're the
Doogie
doctor.
Howser. I mean, you're the doctor.
You're the doctor, not Harper.
Yeah.
So the coronavirus is going to target hipsters?
Yep.
And James Harden?
Yeah. And
Okay.
if you drink a craft beer, you're fucked.
Yeah, I'm drinking a Modelo right now.
There you go.
I didn't want to drink a Corona.
Wow.
I got nervous.
All right.
All right.
So Harper.
So anyway, here's the sheep herders. They're in.
Yeah, Harper, we've only gotten through the first match where it was Simmons versus Rip Morgan and the Sheepherders jumped Ron Simmons and Eddie Gilbert.
That match was long, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was telling Doc it was done to build up the U.S. Tag Title Tournament that is about to happen where the Sheepherders face Ron Simmons and Eddie Gilbert in the second round. So that's part of it. All right, with that said, let's go to Eddie Gilbert and Ron Simmons in their promo. Yeah, let's just go to that. Here it is.
Eddie Gilbert, Ron Simmons. Ron, are you all right?
David, as long as I've been a mature man, nothing like this has ever happened to me. And if you can take any word that I've said to you over the past month since I've been out here, I promise you that I'll get them back for this.
All right, Ron. Hey, Eddie, they're doing that strictly because the United States
No,
tournament,
let me tell you something right now. That's fine. You say United States, that's just great. Let me tell you something a little personal. I want everybody home to turn up the volume a little bit on the television. Let me tell you something a little personal. Hot stuff, Eddie Gilbert. When I was growing up, when I was a little kid, I remember turning the TV on. All you talk about the Vietnam War. You see people burning the flag. Then as it got on 1979, over in Iraq and Iran, it was burning the American flag. We couldn't do nothing about it, David Crockett. We had to sit here on our butts in America, and we had to listen to the media, and we had to listen to everybody. But then we got 3 bums that come out here waving a New Zealand flag, and they want to talk about America. They want to run it down. Well, brother, this is one, buddy. I can do what I want to now. I can't fight back. And I'm going to tell you, blacks, whites, it doesn't matter the creed nor color. Ron Simmons and myself are the living proof. You put us together as sheep burners, we will be the new United States Tag Team Champions. Red, white, blue, either they can love it or they can leave it. And the best thing they can do is leave it.
All right, Ron Simmons, Eddie Gilbert. Ladies and gentlemen, when we come back, you're going to see the match for the World Tag Team title right after this.
All right, Doc, you got any thoughts on Eddie Gilbert, Ron Simmons right there? Even though we know the sheep herders are leaving soon.
I thought Eddie was really good there. I mean, you got to get past some of the timestamps there, but that promo would resonate with the wrestling fan watching that in 1988.
Yeah.
And I thought he really connected with that audience with that promo.
Yeah, I thought it was good too. What did you think, Harper?
You notice when they mention the media, they start booing.
Hillbillies have always been against the truth.
Yeah, that's nice. New Zealand, huh?
Yeah, the media's a work, but so is everything. But so is everything else. So
everything's a work, man.
Right? Why are we picking on? Why are we just picking on the media? If we're gonna pick on things that are a work, we got a long day ahead of us.
I don't know why, but it just hits me sometimes when we start talking about things like this. And Doc said something when Harper went on his Bigfoot rant a while back. Doc said, with like the Bigfoot truthers and stuff, we're trying to say the government's hiding from us that Bigfoot is real. Doc was like, the government's too busy trying to tell you random things like trickle-down economics or XYZ is real to worry about Bigfoot, okay?
They're trying to take care of
I don't want to get political here or take any one side over another, but Jesus Christ.
Both sides are, if they're too busy worried about keeping the lobbyist happy, to worry about whether or not you believe in Bigfoot.
Yeah, they all got them. Yeah, they all got a lobbyist.
Fucking Bigfoot. They're not worried about covering up Bigfoot. If there's one thing I'm certain about with the U.S. government, it's that they're not worried about Bigfoot or flat Earth. I'm
Could you
certain
imagine,
of that.
Like they show like a whole bunch of like politicians and generals. They're in the boardroom, and like, okay, someone almost saw Bigfoot this week. Fuck, we got to do something about this. He was spotted in a fucking Yellowstone, and a tourist almost took a picture of him. We almost fucking dropped the ball, guys. We can't let this happen.
That's awesome, actually.
I think I might sleep a lot easier both sides of the aisle if that's what they really were worried about.
Jesus. All right. Politics free. We'll get back into this.
Hey,
we're
picking on everybody here, so nobody get your ass all in a sling here.
Oh man, I love you guys. All right, so Harper, I'm hitting play now again, and we're gonna get thrown to the Municipal Auditorium in New Orleans, downtown.
Where are you sitting, Harper? Where are you sitting?
Y'all didn't see me?
I
No.
did. I'm trying to paint a picture for the people at home.
I got the LSU shirt on.
Okay, good.
God, that's really helpful.
I'm sitting next to the guy that's got the Spud McKenzie shirt on.
You're sitting next to Dale Brown.
Yeah.
So we're going to the Midnight Express versus the Road Warriors from New Orleans. The NWA World Tag Team titles on the line. It's from the Downtown Municipal Auditorium, hotbed of wrestling, building, Mid-South Wrestling there. A great building for wrestling, great acoustics, all that good stuff you hear the old timers talk about. Anyway, Harper was here. Before the match can even get going, Ellering attacks Cornette, as you're seeing here, lays him out, and then as the match gets started, the Warriors are beating down the Midnight on the outside. Bobby Eaton is busted open on the outside of the ring. Eaton injured means that Lane has to battle the Warriors and hold his own for a little while. Harper, I'll throw it over to you. You were talking to me about this 30 minutes ago on the phone when you were driving home. Tell everybody out there what you were talking about when we were talking about this earlier.
Well, all of this makes perfect sense. It's a put together so perfect, because you got Bobby just getting his ass beat. He looks like one of those fucking YouTube videos when they show the guy getting his ass kicked on a fucking street. And then you got Stan here. He knows he can't take him on doing standard wrestling moves because it's the fucking Road Warriors. So he does all the karate shit. Bro, look at that, bro. That's fucking strikes. That's fucking strikes.
Let's go back. What Harper's talking about, if you're watching on our Patreon video at tinyurl.com/PatreonBTT. So Stan kicks Animal right here, and then watch Hawk on the outside. He is laying those fists into Bobby's head. Look at that.
Cop.
Look at that. God, he's wearing Bobby out, Doc.
He sure the fuck is.
This is great.
It is fan-fucking-tastic. And like Harper said, everything about this it's a little bit of a squash, but all of it makes sense.
Yes. And I remember watching this. I was like, wait, what the fuck's going on here?
This is airtight, brother.
Because I've always, Jim Cornette and the Express were always the fucking assholes, and the Road Warriors were the heroes, and now it's the complete fucking opposite.
This is something else to watch, man. I remember seeing Bobby and Stan just being baby faces, man.
Yeah,
it's like,
and Stan is forced to hold his own the best that he can
against the Warriors,
against the two goddamn Road Warriors. You see, look, all he does is those little martial arts kicks.
Yeah, he's not going to wrestle at all.
That's his only fucking weapons that he could use.
Hey, man, desperate times call for desperate measures.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you noticed, the fans are all standing. Well, most of them are standing on the barricades.
Harper was too busy trying to bum a smoke off somebody.
Harper, where are you at? Are you in the second level or are you on the floor?
Oh, God, probably up on the second level. Dude, my dad wouldn't have got floor tickets for this.
I know, that's why I asked that. And actually, to be honest with you, if you're in the second level, if you're in like I'll call it the balcony, it's a good seat. It's not a bad seat. You're kind of sitting over it.
So real quick, how old are you here, Harper?
88. I was 12. I was in the 6th grade. I was in middle school.
Okay.
God, look at Bobby. Just looks
okay.
like a time victim.
Can I get a timestamp?
Yeah. What you got?
1604 is one of my favorite moments I've ever seen in wrestling.
All right, we're at 15:56 right now. So
watch Bobby.
Oh, when he shoves Cornette away?
No.
All right.
So they're still in the ring with Stan right here.
Yeah, no. Maybe keep going.
Oh, Cornette wax Animal.
Yeah, so Bobby's about to get up on the apron.
When he's got the crimson mask?
No. Hold on, he's about to get him up on the apron. Stay with this. I have a wrong stamp here, I guess. But stay with it.
Cornette's trying to get him on the
Damn it.
right now. It's all right. I mean, it's taking a minute, but
Cornette hit him with the racket, but that didn't work. Okay, he's getting up, back up. Bobby's trying. Jesus Christ, Bobby's a mess.
Well, Stan's getting his ass kicked now too.
Yeah, but Stan's got problems.
Stan has lots of problems. It's one of my favorite moments I think I've ever seen in wrestling. Is Bobby gets back up to the apron, and they say it. He's like, back up to the apron, and they call it even. Dude, he just got a finisher put on him. I don't even know what.
I think you messed up this timestamp pretty damn bad because Bobby's nowhere to be found.
Try 1804.
Yeah, we're a minute. Bobby is knocked out on the ground. Corny's trying to help him up because now Stan is getting dealt with in the ring.
Try 1804. Hold on, let me open this beer.
Yeah, I see that. All right, here. Whoa. Maybe. Okay, here he is. Okay, hold on. Let me go back a little. All right.
Okay. He gets up to his feet and then just falls back down. Watch. He's back
Corny's
up.
Trying to help him.
Get away. And he gets up and he just falls back down. That is fantastic. You talk about, we always talk about scoring without having plays run for you. That is one of the best things I've ever seen. Is now he's getting back up.
Wait. Look at Hawk whip.
Dude.
Stan Lane's ass in that corner.
That's how you give fucking
Bobby
strikes.
Just falls back down, like boom, in the background.
Watch Hawk here. Good God, he's wearing Stan out. Stan's got to be thinking, good Lord, how am I going to bang some rat tonight, man? I'm going to have all these knots on my head. What the hell, man? I mean, what the hell are you talking about? You know, I mean, Jesus Christ. Yeah, it's always got to come back to knocking some rat out. Well, why don't you talk about what's going on with the 401ks in the world today? Jesus, fuck.
And then Bobby decides, after falling off the mat, I'm going to go get some. And I said this at the beginning, but how great is he for a couple of minutes?
And then his strikes look fucking great.
Yeah, Bobby could throw a point. Look at that swinging neck breaker. That was beautiful.
Oh, well, maybe they have a chance.
Oh, yeah. Right. Here it comes. This is the hope spot. Oh, yeah. We're rolling. Maybe the midnight win.
They've got it all. Oh, no.
Yeah.
No.
There
Let's
it is.
end that.
1, 2, 3. NWA World Champions, Road Warriors.
And then the trash starts coming in. And I remember they fucking got so much trash thrown at them.
You see a little bit of it, right, Harper?
Yeah.
But to your point, you said it really got ramped up. Like they were just here it comes. They're littering the ring. So they cut away from it. But what Harper was telling me before we were recording is they really, really, really were just dumping trash in the ring on the Road Warriors because of this.
Wasn't this great? No one went flying with some dumb fucking move. There wasn't chair shots. It was just two big, jacked up motherfuckers beating the shit out of somebody with their fucking bare hands.
What's that thing Kevin Sullivan always says, Doc?
It's not that.
You hit it, Harper.
It's not that hard, guys. With your khakis.
When did Kevin Sullivan get gay?
Hey. Go Red Sox.
This is how it goes.
It ain't that fucking hard, guys. We ain't building a rocket. We're getting guys over in a fake fucking business.
Man, let me tell you something.
He pops me at the end when he says, we're getting guys over in a fake fucking business. Jesus Christ.
Hey, you know what? I don't care. They made this shit too hard for real. I want to see guys who strike just a little bit of fear in me, whether it's Abdullah or Hawk or somebody, beat the piss out, or at least make it look like they're beating the piss out of somebody. I don't need a gymnastics routine. I want to see full-on fake fighting.
It really ain't that hard, man.
No. It ain't, man. I'm not a big fan of Corny reviewing all the new stuff because it just doesn't float my boat because I don't watch the new stuff because I feel like about it like he does. But it's just nobody has any real anger.
No. They're not really pissed off.
And it shows. The more they try to act, the worse it is.
I mean, this, like Harper said, this only went on like for 6 minutes. I think we just watched pretty much.
Yeah.
And it wasn't that hard, man.
And the thing is, how do they beat them? With just one big badass clothesline. That wasn't even their finisher.
Right. Bobby came in on fire and he's dealing out some punches. And Animal, just because he's a cockstrong, hard ass, I'm gonna beat your ass type of dude, just lays in one really, really great clothesline. And Bobby, who's already weary and he's just running on adrenaline and he's got them last few fumes in the tank. Bam! He's out. 1, 2, 3. So just as quick as he comes in on fire, it's over. The big men win. It ain't that fucking hard, guys. I don't know, bro. I don't know what else to say. Harper, you got anything else from that night, or you want to go to the promo?
Did you meet a little young filly anywhere in the stands that night? Get a
no
Harper
way.
out?
God, imagine a girl at a wrestling show back then.
I can. They were going home with the Midnight Express later.
You were in downtown New Orleans, too. That was a nice mixed crowd in there, Harper.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
I'm actually shocked Daddy Harper drove to downtown Municipal Auditorium.
He used to take me all the time. We used to go on it. Oh, yeah, my dad hated wrestling.
He's like, man.
He used to fall asleep in there.
I guess I'm going to spend time with the boy, but if this is what he does with his life, I'm not optimistic.
Wait, Harper, was that the only time y'all went to the Municipal, or?
Oh, no. I think we went there like during the bad years with WCW.
Oh.
Like the Z-Man and all that kind of shit. I mean, we went to a whole bunch of those shows. Like me and my friend Randy, his dad used to always take us. I remember they had a kid with Down syndrome.
What?
Was in the crowd, and it was
Where's this going?
It was the Steiner brothers versus somebody, and they let this kid like over the fucking railing, and they had him punch somebody or something, and he's doing the whole like dog face gremlin shit, and I was like, look at this shit. They got this kid over the fucking railing. He's in their world.
Harper was like,
I was worried about where this was going.
Harper was like, I'd get rid of a chromosome if I could get to the ring.
That's fucked up. See? What the fuck?
Come on, Doc. Dude, what is wrong with you?
What?
You see, that's what I'm talking about, Harper. I mean, you're sitting there, you're talking about wrestling, and all of a sudden, you just break out, you start talking about making fun of people with chromosomes problems and stuff. I mean, come on, bro. What the hell's wrong with y'all? What the fuck, man?
Darren sounds like the kind of guy who either eats Cheetos by the pound.
Oh, yeah. That sounds about right.
Okay. Or counts his protein grams every day. I don't know which.
No. The Cheetos.
Okay. Fat guy that knows everything. Love it.
Yeah. Damn. That's it.
Okay. Let's go to the Road Warriors now, who have a promo to cut after we just witnessed them murder the Midnight Express and take the NWA World Tag Team titles from them.
Ladies and gentlemen, here they are, the new World Tag Team Champions, the Road Warriors, Hawk and Animal.
It's about time, David Crockett! You know, back when we had world title shots before, it was always Sting getting jumped by someone else and saying, Road Warriors, come help me, I need your help. Then Luger was buried with him and the horse was jumping you. Who did you call? You called the Road Warriors. Well, we've had it. Dusty Rhodes, when you got in trouble, who did you call? You called the only guys you can depend on to kick butt. We're tired of hearing you. We're tired of hearing you, Sting. And we're tired of hearing you, Luger. Now, we're not going to come out here, Dana Crockett, and be classic champions. We'll issue a challenge to anybody to prove nobody can wrestle better than us and nobody fights better than us. Tell him, Hawk. David Crockett, I told you a long time ago, when you quit going around and help everybody and go ahead and help yourself, you reap benefits. Well, we're reaping benefits. We got the NWA World Tag Team belts, and we aims to keep them. Lex Luger, Sting, you got a problem with us? I'll jack your stinking jaws a city block, and I ain't kidding about nothing. Don't help anybody but yourself if you want to get somewhere in this world. Dusty Rhodes, you just better shut your mouth, and you just better keep your nose out of something that don't have none of your business in it. Tell him, Paul.
No, David Crock at the bottom.
I cut off Ellering for you,
Thank
Javorsky.
you.
Go crank one off while, because I did that. That's the new thing. Javorsky likes cranking one off to reading people's comments on the Facebook group. What you got from that? Yeah, he's cranking one off, man. He's doing his thing. I hope he doesn't get anything on his phone, and but Doc, what you think about the Road Warriors right there?
There's a whole lot of truth, and don't trust anybody if you want to get somewhere in life.
Boy, Jesus Christ, you ain't kidding.
I mean, we kind of trust each other after 4.5 years, but we're kind of looking sideways at each other. Like, do I need to throw this motherfucker under the bus and get on Conrad's network? I mean, do I need to stick a spike in Mike's eye so that I can get the titles?
Yeah, we should do those like commercials where, hey, we could fix your credit, yada yada yada. Just call us so we could fix it.
You know what? I had somebody reach out to me from a marketing type gimmick. I told Doc about it.
Yeah.
To do commercials on the show.
Really?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, but I'm real apprehensive about it. I don't know if it's really worth it. So I don't know. I'm exploring the option. We'll see what happens.
Maybe some White Claw.
No.
Wait, what is those things you had the other day, Harper? Pink lemonade, natural light.
The fucking Natter days are fucking great, bro.
Okay. Maybe get those on board.
We'll see.
The anti-IPA, that's what we need, is a cheap beer that would come on board. That'd play well here, right?
Yeah, Rolling Rock. I've been trying to. I've shared a picture of on Instagram, and they responded to it.
Did they really?
Yeah.
What'd they say?
I took a picture of the bottle, and I put some Mardi Gras beads around it, and said shutting down Mardi Gras in style with a Rolling Rock or something like that.
Come on.
Yeah.
Is it really a cheap beer?
Yeah. Now it is.
It was back when I drank it about 15 to 17 years ago. It was a cheap, tasty alternative to the Bud Lights of the world.
Yeah. And now it costs as much as like Busch or Natty.
It had less calories too. It was kind of light.
Does it?
Yeah, it's good for you. It's got vitamins.
Yeah. See, this is the kind of conversation I'm talking about. You want to talk intelligently about beer? I mean, that's pretty good stuff there, Harper.
Yeah. You put the 33 words on the back would be "fuck you, pal, fuck you, pal, fuck you, pal" 11 times.
All right, we go to the next. Okay, go ahead, Doc. You got anything else from the World War?
No. These two snoozers are out here. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, no. We just saw the Road Warriors. Just when you think the Road Warriors can't look more fucking menacing.
These two jabronis.
Yeah.
Loading up the mask. You don't think Abdullah pulls out the fork for his jobber?
Well, what Doc's talking about is we got Russian Assassin 1 and 2 with Paul Jones. They defeat Cole Jones and Bret Holiday.
He looks like Burt Reynolds and fucking Smokey and a Bandit.
He looks like a homeless man's version.
I don't really have much from this other than to say the Russian Assassins win by loading up their mask again.
Yeah, I kept hitting 10.
7.
Yeah. Bam Bam Bigelow then defeats Trent Knight. Doc, anything from that?
No, but I assume we're going to hear from Mr. Porn.
Yeah, because he's really good. Let's go to him right now. Here it is.
Gentlemen, here he is. the Beast from the East, Bam Bam Bigelow, Sir Oliver Humperdinck. Mr. Humperdinck, you're after the World Heavyweight Champion Ric Flair, United States Heavyweight Champion Barry Windham. Isn't that correct?
From 3,000 miles across the Pacific Ocean comes the Beast from the East, from Tokyo, Japan, back in the NWA, back to the Big Peach Atlanta GA, back to the Superstation WTBS, and he's breathing fire and flames. And there's a couple of individuals that I've already served warning on. Barry Windham, the United States Heavyweight Champion, soon to meet Bam Bam Bigelow in the squared circle, soon to be the ex-United States Heavyweight Champion. Ric Flair, who's very, very fond of shooting his mouth off when the big man is 3,000 miles away. Well, Ric Flair, I don't see you shooting your mouth off here today. Where are you? Where are you? When he's in Tokyo, you're a big man. You want to fight, you want to call names? Well, you're on the list too, Flair. And before too very long, you'll be in the ring with the Beast from the East. And you'll have to contend with the man from Asbury Park of Fire and Flames. Let me tell you one thing. I came out here when I first came to Superstation TBS to the NWA, and I said we had a guy in mind for a partner. That individual I'm ready to divulge right here today, the individual I was thinking of, the individual who's going to be tagged up with Bam Bam Bigelow, is the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes. And if you would have told me 5 years ago, I would have been out here talking about Dusty Rhodes in a positive light. I would have called you a fool. I didn't think it was possible, but the combination has been formed. And it doesn't matter if it's Ric Flair, Barry Windham, or any combination thereof. The day is going to come when you're going to have to step into the ring with the Beast from the East and Dusty Rhodes. Beast, I want you to talk to these people for just a minute. Well, you know, the Beast from the East had a lot of partners, but never has he ever had a partner or someone to watch his back like the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes. So whether it's you, Flair, or Windham, or both of you together, I got someone to watch my back, so come on. Play with fire and get burned.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, they're talking about the World Heavyweight Champion Ric Flair. He's up next.
I'm going to throw it to you, Doc. I want to see what you got to say.
I don't have a lot. He's got his rap going again, but I will say that he's a little off by saying he's 3,000 miles over in Japan. The actual distance from Atlanta to Tokyo is 6,852 miles.
I doubt seriously anyone watching that back then. They could have said he flew 500 miles from fucking Japan. They would, yeah, okay.
I doubt
These people thought New Zealand was a communist country,
exactly.
Doc. I doubt anybody listening to us today caught that as weird, but I thought I would help everybody out.
Yeah, that's nice.
What else you got, Doc?
I like the fact that he said Rick's out here talking a bunch of shit when we're over in Japan, but all right, here we are.
Harper, what do you have?
And now Rick's going to talk a bunch of shit.
Harper, you got anything from Humperdinck, or you're getting blown over there?
I mean, nothing about him says face.
Nothing.
I mean, I'm sitting here looking at him. I mean, nowadays, if you walk around with those tattoos, no one even looks at you. But back then, people could you imagine Bam Bam Bigelow walking into a 7-Eleven at fucking 1 o'clock in the morning from like off the road, and he's going from town to town. It's like, I gotta stop and take a piss. And he walks into a fucking gas station to take a piss or to get a Coke or something. They saw him walking through the door. They would probably got the gun ready.
Is the freak show in town?
They got the gun ready and the numbers on their cell phone dialed to 911, just waiting to hit the green button.
There is no cell phone, you know.
Well,
no, I'm saying today, like if you had that technology back then.
Yeah.
But you're right.
He just doesn't. I mean, the way he talks, the way he looks, nothing says face.
I got one other thing from this. Did Dusty Rhodes see how Humperdinck was getting over and Bigelow was getting over and was like, let me tell you something, Daddy. You gonna go out there and talk about me, son, and we gonna tag up just you and I. We gonna do this thing. Because he ain't been talking about Dusty the last few weeks, and all of a sudden now he's talking about Dusty. Now, we love us some Dusty, but god damn.
Here's the thing. As scrambled as all this is around the U.S. title, I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt and say no. Because I don't think they're in the tournament. I think they're just saying shit. Remember Airtight, brother?
No, they're not in the tournament.
So
they
there you go. This is just bullshit.
Okay, fair enough. All right. Okay, let's go to Ric Flair now. He's out there with J.J. Dillon.
Ladies and gentlemen, when he comes into a room, everyone stands up and applauds. We're talking about the World Heavyweight Champion, Ric Flair.
David, you've heard the expression, a picture's worth 1,000 words. Well, put the camera over there one time. This is Turner Broadcasting System. This is the NBA and NWA. We're #1. You can tell I'm excited about basketball season, can't you? Well, let me tell you what else I'm excited about. And that is simply the fact that J.J. Dillon manages the World Heavyweight Wrestling Champion. And if you ask that young lady over there, because I am the champion, I can have any woman in the world I want, just like that. Right, honey? Yes, ma'am. Now, Barry Windham also is managed by James Dillon. He is the U.S. Heavyweight Champion. In other words, when a guy like Sir Oliver Humperdinck walks out here with Bam Bam Bigelow and hollers my name, hollers Mr. Dillon's name, or hollers Barry Windham's name, it is total insanity to think that for 1 minute people in our position in life are listening. We are what makes wrestling go. We are the select group known as the Four Horsemen. We are kiss stealing, wheeling, dealing, limousine riding, jet flying, son of a gun that just happened to be your champions. Like it or don't like it, learn to love it, because if you ask any woman on the face of this earth or any wrestler, it is the best thing going today.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, there he is, the World Heavyweight Champion, Ric Flair, J.J. Dillon. Now let's go to the Fantastics.
Well, it wouldn't be a Saturday night without Ric Flair coming out there talking a little crap. Doc, what do you think?
Pretty standard issue. Obviously, he's been kind of missing the rest of his Horseman crew. But I always like when he says, "You come out here and say my name, pal." That's a direct shot right back. So Humperdinck just said, "You run your mouth when we're not here." Well, they're there, and he just ran his mouth. So he comes out looking good.
Harper,
pronouns, pal.
Pronouns, pal. Goddamn.
Yeah, that was fucking great, huh?
A little shit talking. That's all you need. Nothing too fancy there. I'm down with it.
And I like JJ's green suit. It's like he just won the fucking golf tournament.
All right, we go to the Fantastics. They defeat Gary Royal and George South. Doc, your thoughts? Anything?
Yeah,
well, if you go to the finish, Ross is asking people to name the finisher. Do we have a name? Could we help out here, guys? Army?
I don't know what they called it.
What would this finish
right here? Hold on, let me play it.
Now tagging in his partner. Now look at this move. The fans need to help us. We need to name this something. I think George South could probably come up with a lot of names right now for it, but not right at this moment.
I don't. Here's rule number 1 in wrestling: don't ask fans to name stuff.
No, we need to ask the Army. What is the Fantastics finisher? Send those to Mike5044 at btt dot something.
Let me tell you something. I'm spending a whole lot less time on social media in general.
I tried to tell you years ago that that's the way to go. That social media thing is a trap.
It's not that. It's just I don't have the time.
People can't handle themselves out there. Not our people. I mean, people. Nobody gave a shit about Kobe when he was alive. Come on.
Oh my God! Why?
Come on.
What's wrong with you, man? You need attention sometime. I mean, come on.
What the fuck? Yeah.
Fuck.
Thoughts and prayers, dog.
All right. Doc, you got anything else from the Fantastics here?
No.
Okay. I don't have anything from the promo either. Did you?
Nope.
Harper, you?
No. This American flag shit's
Come
fucking
on.
New Zealand? They're from fucking New Zealand.
We didn't know that back then. We thought New Zealand was where Australia sent all of Mike's people to go be away from them in exile.
Bro,
if it was the Russians or something, yeah, but they're from fucking New Zealand.
This is a shoot. You know it, Harper. During this time, maybe not in 88, because I think I understood by then, because I just think I did. But when I first started New Zealand flag, when they were in Mid-South UWF.
You thought they were from England.
I thought that basically was the equivalent of Russia, and nobody smartened me up to it at the time. So
Man,
3 years earlier, yes.
New Zealand is one of the most remote places on the earth. They're just lucky they got off the island.
Fucking the Tasmanian devil is fucking from there, right?
Wouldn't that be from Tasmania?
Well, that's in New Zealand, right? Isn't that one of the islands?
What? I don't know. It's too far. It's too far away.
I thought Tasmania was one of the islands in New Zealand.
What?
Jesus. I don't know, bro. I don't care. Definitely send that to SMU Heavyweight.
No, don't do that. I think Tasmania is part of Australia.
Oh, okay.
But I'm not 100% sure. You know why? Because it's on the other fucking side of the planet.
So the point here is, there were a lot of people in 1988 that when they thought New Zealand was basically the equivalent of Russia.
Yeah, like it's like fucking Nazi Germany or something, you know?
I guess Red Dawn 2 will be about New Zealand.
Yeah. It'll be like a bunch of the sheep herders are like coming across the border.
Throwing kiwi fruits at us.
Yeah.
Oh boy. As we keep moving, Lex Luger defeats Agent Steel, and then Luger cuts a promo after the match where he starts off pretty damn bone dry. He's he gonna
get moist.
He's dry, and by the end of it, he's worked up a pretty good sweat. I don't have anything else from it other than that. Doc, what about you?
I don't think I did either. I think this is one of his more I didn't have anything from that.
Why does the shadow of that mic look like a...
Come on.
Dick.
Grow up.
He's getting teddy fucked by a mic shadow.
That's nice. It looks like a head.
Maybe that's why he's sweating it, so that he could lube up for the mic.
Come on.
What the hell, Harper? I mean, come on, man. You're sitting there talking about Lex Luger, and then all of a sudden you break out in the microphone looks like a dick. I mean, you guys need to grow the hell up, man.
Why does Darren sound like fake Dennis Corleuzzo?
Oh, he sounds like the fucking Cowardly Lion from fucking Wizard of Oz.
Is that how he really sounds?
Yeah.
I need to stop. All right, man. Let's keep going.
He's doing a lot of pointing at us. If
Dude,
you just watch this.
He's glistening, too, at the end of that. Look at that chest. It's glistening.
Now, he did just wrestle a match, so maybe it's some delayed cooling. I mean, the cooling system has to get around and through all the steroids to work, so.
I see the way the water was glistening all over your body. You remember that? You remember that Martin Lawrence comedy special, Doc? You ever seen that one?
No, I don't like Martin Lawrence.
He's talking about. I'm not a big Martin fan either, except in Life. I thought Life was a hilarious movie. Shout out to
I love
Murray out there.
The black comedian, but I can't get down with Martin Lawrence.
Wow,
it's nice, Doc.
I just can't. Sorry.
Have you ever seen the movie Life, though, Doc?
Is that with him and Eddie Murphy?
Yes.
Yeah, they're in prison.
It was on in a room I was in once, and it was terrible.
That movie is so funny.
Okay.
Oh, right, Michelangelo and Bobby Murray? God, we were talking about that on Facebook one day. Holy crap.
Yeah, I'm limited in my social media, all right? I'm talking about old movies with my chums online.
Well, I mean, that's funny. I mean, that type of stuff's good, but all the other messy stuff, And grow up, William Bozard. Grow up. Right, Josh Dunn? Okay.
Okay.
Here. All right. Hey, let's go to Jim Cornette because, we saw all this stuff went down to Road Warriors and Midnight Express, and we haven't heard from Corny. We got to hear from Corny and see what he's got to say. So here it is.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, the former World Tag Team Champions, the Midnight Express, with Jim Cornette. Mr. Cornette.
Well, first of all, you don't get no fancy intro today. Maybe I'll do it after I finish having my piece to say here. But right now, I felt like everybody ought to see beautiful Bobby and Sweet Stan. And how many times have I come out here, David Crockett, and said that the Midnight Express lost the match and it was our fault? Huh? How many? How many times have I said it was our fault?
Never.
You know what a goose egg looks like? That's exactly right. Pay attention. But it was our fault. We lost the match to the Road Warriors, and it was our fault because we got caught with our pants down, brother. Plain and simple. We trusted the Road Warriors just like Lex Luger and Sting trusted them and got the shaft. Just like all these people trusted them and got the shaft. We're supposed to be the ones to jump from behind. We're supposed to be the ones with all the dirty tactics. So we trusted them a little too far. First of all, Paul Ellering came over and he drugged me down off that apron from behind, and I'll be the first to say it, I can't whip Paul Ellering. So Sweet Stan Lane, he jumped down there and he tore into Paul Ellering and he was beating his brains out. But the Road Warriors, the guys who like to fight, the two baddest guys in the world, took that opportunity to both of them jump Bobby Eaton from behind, threw him out of the ring, run his head in the post, busted his head open, made him see in double. He didn't know where he was, and they massacred him out there on that floor. Well, I came back around, I got Stan up. He saw what had gone on with his friend, and Stan Lane, with more guts in his little finger than the Road Warriors had in their whole stinking bodies, he jumped in there and he fought both of them because of what they'd done to Bobby and because the titles were on the line. But the odds were against him, and he knew that, and he was shining pretty good for a while. But then they got him down, and they were doing a number on Stan. I tried to get Bobby up. His head was busted. He couldn't see straight, and I tried to get him to go back to the dressing room. But Bobby Eaton, because that's the kind of guy that he is, he pushed me away. He saw the titles were on the line, and he saw his friend was in trouble, and he tried to get back in that ring, and he did. He jumped up on that apron, and when Stan fell close to the corner, then Bobby Eaton, he made that tag, and he came in, and he was kicking those big freaks' butts all the way across that ring. But the damage was already done. An Animal came out of that corner and he clotheslined him goofy and he pinned him 1, 2, 3. And I've never gotten mad at Bobby for losing a match because he don't very often. And I didn't get mad at him this time because he showed more guts in getting back in that ring than the Road Warriors have ever known the meaning of, or Paul Ellering, or any of them together. So I tell you this, Road Warriors, you say you like to fight. Well, it's a corny saying, I know it is, but fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. If you've got the guts to get back in the ring with the Midnight Express and put those World Tag Team title on the line, you like to fight, well, that's what you're going to get. The damnedest fight you ever been in your life, brother, because we're going to show you some dirty tactics and some back jumping next time around. And right now, because Bobby's not able to yet, I'm going to send Stan in the ring by himself. And I pity the poor fool, to use an expression from Mr. T, that wants to get in the ring with the gangster of love, Sweet.
Well, we don't really hear Corny this serious. It's not teeth and gums time and whatnot. He's pretty serious, Doc. What did you think?
Well, how often do you hear anybody come out there and just say, man, we got beat? What do you want me to say? And they're selling it with the fact that Bobby can't wrestle yet.
Yeah.
And
He's serious.
And here's what before we move on, because we're about to pivot here in a big way. So we thought that the Midnights had money with old Arn and Tully, right?
Mm-hmm.
And after that promo he just cut, it seems like we'd have some money to be made with the Road Warriors.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not against necessarily from an entertainment perspective of what's about to happen. My point is from a booking angle, what the fuck are we doing?
I don't know, man. I thought about that, but it made me forget about the Road Warriors pretty quickly, which I was fine with in a way, because you're like, holy crap, look at this. But I kind of want to know what Harper thinks too.
Yeah, it's this has me wanting to watch next week to see what the fuck happens.
Yeah, I'm with Harper because I agree, Doc, what you're talking about, what's happening here with this phone call that Jim Cornette is supposedly getting, but in the middle of this match. However, like, it's such a strong pivot to something else that you're like, whoa, what's going to happen next?
Yeah.
So, here, let's listen to the commentary. Here it is.
They're in the Russian assassins. They don't have nothing.
They're telling me what to do. Please, hold on. Hello?
Somebody ought to tell you what to do.
Hello? Hold on. Jim Cornette, it is for you.
I don't have time to take phone calls on national television, Tony. Hang it up.
Is it
I'll
collect?
call him back. Tell him to call me. What? Hello? What? Who is this? Who is it really? Say that one more time. It is you, you little jerk. What? Wait, what did you do? You call up to gloat about us losing the titles now or what? Huh? You little jerk. All right, I'll tell you what, the same thing that I've always told you goes ever since you started this whole thing in the first place. Anytime you want to show up, brother, we'll take you head on. We ain't scared of you. You're a jerk and those two are geeks. Okay, well, yeah, anytime, like I made the offer to you before, anytime you want to show up, we'll settle a thing once and for all. In the meantime, you know what this sounds like? Listen. There.
Who was that? Who was that? Who was it? Well, when they asked for Jim Cornette, it was an irate voice on who was that?
I ain't going to tell you who it was, and it don't matter a bit who it was, because Jesus Christ! Jesus.
Wait a minute. There's Dennis Condrey. That's that other guy. That's Randy Rose. But Condrey used to be with That's Paul E. Dangerously. They don't even wrestle here. They don't even wrestle in the They're not a part of the NWA at all. And they have hit the ring. Oh, the phone on the forehead of Cornette.
God.
He just nailed him right in the face with that portable phone. These guys don't even wrestle here. Dennis Condrey used to be in the Midnight Express. And they go with a phone on the head of Sweet Stan. Cornette's busted open. Jimmy Cornette has been busted open. Cornette is bleeding. He can't even stand up. Bobby Eaton, they're working on his leg. They're double teaming Stan. Good Lord, look at Cornette. Oh my God. He hit him right in the face with that telephone and it busted him from ear to ear. And now Cornette's been brought back in the ring. Somebody needs to get in here and stop this. Cornette is not a wrestler, and he's being held up at the mercy of Paulie Dangerously, Randy Rose, Dennis Condrey, men that we know call themselves the original Midnight Express, and they have literally burst on the scene here at the Superstation, and it is nothing but carnage in the ring.
Well, like I said, they pivot, and I'm with Harper. I'm like, I forgot about the Road Warriors, and I'm like, wow, I got to watch next week to see what happens.
Yeah.
I believe this is the story, too, before I throw it to Harper, where Dusty told Corny to get some juice, and Corny gets in the back, and Dusty says something like, I said just a little bit of blood, kid. Harper, your thoughts on Cornette getting... God, he got busted open good.
My God, he's been lacerated.
Yeah. I remember watching this thinking, why does he want to wear a white fucking suit out there?
Oh, yeah.
When I get dirty, and then it's like, oh, this looks perfect with the white suit.
And that bump he took outside, too, where he went in on the concrete. Oof.
When he first got hit.
Yep.
Yeah, it was pretty vicious. Let me go back to it.
Did we miss the powder? Was there powder?
Yeah,
Dennis,
in the beginning.
Randy Rose in the very beginning. There's the bump, corny. If you look at the very beginning, like when they first come to it, so the original Midnight, I'm just gonna call him Paul Lee's Midnight from here on out. Paul Lee's Midnight comes out, and there's the powder. You saw it, Doc, to Stan Lane?
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, and then Corny gets hit with the phone in the back right there, and then Paul Lee dumps him, and this is where Corny's about to get hit again. Corny's getting his blade right now. You can see him go for it. And here it is. Pop! And I feel just a little bit of blood, kid. This is pretty vicious. I don't know. I'm with Harper.
It was violent. And here's the thing. You're right. I want to know why.
Yeah, what the hell?
And here's the thing that I want to ask, because I'm interested in this angle, so don't get me wrong. My point is there more money in this angle, or is there more money to be made with them and the Road Warriors?
That's a good question.
And so
I think the Road Warriors.
Right. And we're coming off a deal where we didn't get them to draw money with Arn and Tully, and now we're not going to let them draw money with the Road Warriors. What are we doing here? I mean, I'm interested in this angle that I see here. But from a long-term creative, what's going on here?
I don't know. I think this was a good move.
You suck.
I mean, this is like, I'm not saying them feuding with the Warriors wouldn't have been all right, but I don't know, man. There's only so much you can really do, because I don't know, man. I like the pivot. I like the pivot to this. Corny's busted open. God, look at him. He's freaking gushing. I don't know. I do like this, but that's just me. Harper,
I didn't say I didn't like it. You dumbass.
I know what you said. Let me answer your question. I'm fine with them going.
I'm trying to have an intelligent discussion about the ins and outs of the business side of this, but I can see that that's not going to work with you.
Okay, Dave Meltzer. I'm sorry I ruined your 5-star angle with them and the Road Warriors. Harper, let me ask you. Why don't you answer Doc's question since he's mad with me?
I want to see him fucking fight the Road Warriors.
Okay.
We just saw them tear it down and have like a back and forth with them and lose the title.
Yeah.
Why would they stop fighting for the title? It doesn't make any sense, especially since there's nobody to elevate yet.
Maybe Bobby needs to get his fucking revenge.
I agree with all that. I'm not
down on them. This angle in and of itself, I was captivated. I'm ready to see it. I'm just saying, if we're trying to draw money, what's the plan?
So we got 2 votes for Road Warriors and Midnight, and we got me 1 vote for Midnight versus Midnight.
One Randy Rose prominently positioned. Okay. I can see why you never made a dime in this business.
Yeah. Idiot.
All right. That's enough. Okay? Grow up. Eddie Gilbert defeats Mike Jackson. Doc, any thoughts from that?
Was Eddie's elbow poking out? He was supposedly hurt.
Yeah, he kept like going to it.
But look at his left elbow there. It looks like it's got a weird bone poking out. That's all I had. Yeah,
me too. Something weird was going on. Harper, do you have anything from it?
Nah.
All right. So that means we need to go to Dusty Rhodes, who is going to curse some folks out here. Well,
he's also gonna admit to banging hookers.
Yeah.
Well, look at his forehead too. What did you say it looked like 2 weeks ago, Doc? 3 weeks ago?
I've already made the joke. I don't have to go back to it. I can come up with new content.
Yeah.
A bruised ham wallet.
That's nice. A bruised ham wallet.
I have my moments.
I'm gonna take some
up.
If I grow up, I got to leave the show.
I'm gonna make a meme of. I'm gonna take some fucking sandwich ham and like kind of mold it and put a couple of dollars in it. Like, look, it's Dusty's forehead.
That'd get over with our crew.
Yeah.
You can print some money with that, brother. Okay, let's go to Dusty Rhodes now. They're not in the studio because Dusty doesn't like getting booed, so they're out in front of a live crowd. They're out at a show somewhere. Here it is.
Hey, this man right here, Dusty Rhodes, knows what it's like to wrestle for $1 million, knows what it's like to pin the shoulders of the world heavyweight champion. 3 times he's been the world heavyweight champion, and Starrcade comes around again, this time True Grit in the Norfolk School.
Well, Starrcade's always a big event for Dusty Rhodes, the American Dream. But there's something just a little more in my crawl than Starrcade 1988, True Grit, if you will. I feel a little bit responsible for my new world's tag team champions, the Road Warriors. The bottom line is, brother, that the Stinger and Lex Luger ain't gonna let this thing pass. They ain't gonna let this thing go by. The Road Warriors got to be stopped right now. So personally, I'm taking it upon myself to tell you something, Animal. You're always out here when the rest of them are gone somewhere, when the planes are late or the cars are late. Animals out here talking about how bad they are, and everybody should be scared of them. Well, let me tell you something, baby. They ain't a steroid running through this body, baby. All this body's got in it is just a little bit of whiskey, a little bit of fight, and a big heart, and an occasional night out with a lady of the evening. That's what this body's got in it. So let me tell you something, big boy. The Road Warriors, Paul Ellering, my 6-man tag team champions, remember that? Now then, dudes got to be paid in public, if you will. In public, if you will. So, Hulk, you get yourself ready, one-on-one. Animal, you get yourself ready, one-on-one, or you both come out here and jump on this man, Dusty Rhodes, the American Dream. Because now is the time to tell it like it is. And Dusty Rhodes, damn sure, ain't scared of the Road Warriors. And that, my friend, is funky like a monkey.
Doc, I had the same thing you had, pretty much, talking about, his body don't have steroids, and the only thing he does is whiskey and ladies. But, yeah.
I like it. Did you also say his tag team champions? Was that a slip?
I guess so, yeah.
Yeah. I thought Dusty was good there, though.
I thought he was, too. Harper, what'd you have from it?
Yeah, he was good. I can't believe he said there's no steroids in his body.
That's pretty stiff.
Yeah, that's real fucking stiff.
Well, Cornette always told the stories about when he'd be cutting a promo, and one time he said something about the Road Warriors.
Yeah.
Doing roids, and Animal came to him and said, "Hey, Jimmy,
kayfabe,
can you kayfabe? Don't go there." And he was like, "What?" And Cornette was like, he was only telling us that because we're flying. They're flying from airport to airport with CCs of shit in their bags. They got steroids in their bags, and they're flying across country. He's like, "Bruh, can you chill out? We don't need to put people on us here." I'm shocked. We go to Abdullah the Butcher, who defeats David Isley. We haven't seen Abdullah on Saturday Night in years. It's been 3 years ago at this point since we've seen him. He stood on David Isley's head at one point.
Jesus Christ. I got a timestamp for that.
What you got?
106 or an hour 6 with 58 seconds.
Okay, 106:50.
There's one right there. You had it.
Oh, well, now I can't find it.
Jesus Christ, you fucking inept.
Well, I don't know how far back I was. I mean,
he's about to. He just.
There it was. Hold on.
He just stands on his. How does that feel? Listen, I mean, right here. Just, I'm gonna stand on your head.
Jesus Christ! God. Oh my God!
Later he does it and stands on his throat.
Watch this again. He literally puts both feet on this man's head and face and stands on it.
Right.
What the fuck?
But wrestling's fake, right?
Look at that. He's got the left foot on the throat and the right foot on the forehead.
And the only thing he can say is, at least I didn't get bled on and get hepatitis.
Yeah.
Look at that. He is standing on this man's face like it's nothing. Oh, right. All right, Doc. What else she said?
I'm telling you, Abdullah was a scary and is a scary dude, and I didn't believe him in his story on whatever that was, it Beyond the Ring or whatever they just did about Brody.
Oh, I don't believe it either. I didn't believe it either.
And I will tell you this: here's the thing about LaFonda. LaFonda hates wrestling, but she will watch a documentary. She loves like the documentary style stuff on just about anything, including wrestling. So any wrestling documentary she'll watch. So we watched that Brody one, and she was like, "That dude's full of shit."
I have no doubt that's exactly the way she said it too.
And I was like, I think you're right.
Yeah. Okay, Harper, you got any thoughts on Abdullah here?
Yeah, God, he was a scary motherfucker, huh?
Always.
I mean, he was. I mean, let's be honest. Fucking 400-something pounds, just this big fat guy, but he worked that gimmick, man.
For real.
He might have worked, seriously, I'm not saying this lightly, he might have worked that savage type gimmick better than anybody.
Kamala?
Yes.
Well, I mean, and like, we're too young for the Sheik, right, Doc? So
right.
Yeah. Let me put that out there, because somebody will say, oh, the Sheik. I mean, like, yeah, I get that. I'm talking about when we were kids, Kamala scared the crap out of us.
But Kamala stayed in the territory. Abdullah came in for a night. That made it even more dangerous.
Yeah. Abdullah just, dude, that fork in that head.
Abdullah was the bad guy, Andre the Giant, in terms of attraction. When he was in the building, he didn't stay. He came in to do a hit.
He comes in with these floppy ass titties and shit too. And he's got the forehead that's all messed up, bruh.
And he's
from New Orleans.
Wait, what?
He looks like he could be some guy from fucking New Orleans.
Let me tell you something about him. I remember being in the wrestling business, and like he was still working indies, and I knew it was a work, and I was like, man, I would not want to get in the ring with that dude.
Yeah, fuck that.
He's been in the business for 40 years, and nobody's smartened him up, and he's standing on people's heads.
And then I heard the stories about, what he would do. Like he'd have the blade on all of his fingers. Like, hell no, I do not want to be in the ring with that idiot.
And then, How disgusting is this during a promo?
Yeah, we talked about this eating a rope a couple of weeks ago.
That's how it got to hepatitis C.
Chewing on ropes.
You know how disgusting a fucking ring rope is?
Yes.
And he's just got his mouth.
Why not just walk into one of those bars on Bourbon during Mardi Gras and lick the floor?
Yeah, might as well. Go lick the toilet seat at the restroom at the racetrack.
No, just go walk into a porta potty during Mardi Gras and lick the toilet and tell me how that is. God, what the fuck, Harper? I mean, come on, man. What is this? What are you guys talking about, man? It's supposed to be a wrestling podcast. Okay. That's gross. Okay, speaking of which, let's go to Abdullah now and Gary Hart.
But I love it
because
it's on. He's crazy.
Gary Hart calls Abdullah the Black Terror, and I have to say it's fitting. Here it is.
All right, I don't know about this thing. Let me
Look
tell
at
you
Abdullah.
what you're looking at now is the fiercest, most daring, most terrifying wrestler that has ever participated in a wrestling match. And anybody, anywhere, that does not fear the name of the almighty Abdullah the Butcher is either an insane fool or they're lying to you. This man that you see is not an ordinary being. He has reigned terror in the wrestling business. He has reigned terror in the wrestling business for more years than any man. There ain't a single human being that can say deep in their heart that they do not fear the baddest of the bad, the biggest of the big, the Black Terror that is going to change things at TBS. He's here for a purpose. He's here for a reason. Everybody that has shunned me, that has made light of me, the Black Monster will take care of everything. Cause there's only one. Abdullah, the Butcher, the real boogeyman, has arrived on TBS.
Are we sure Gary Hart isn't a brother? I know we joke and play, but
are we sure you're not a brother?
Oh my God, here we go. Oh Jesus, Doc.
Black ass.
I'm asking a question. Are we sure? I mean, he's
got the basic strokes of it all down in there. You know, he's got the playbook.
Got the playbook. He's got the playbook. Okay.
It's like he was on the black man's practice squad, so he's got the playbook, but he may not have made the final 53-man roster, but he made a copy of the playbook before they took it back.
Okay. What are your thoughts on the promo?
Man, I'm telling you, when you treat this shit like it's real, like that shit may not work in that environment 30 years later, but when you treat this shit like it's real, it means something. He's living the gimmick. He's a madman. He's chewing on the rope. He's chewing on the mic. He's just Gary Hart saying nonsense words to communicate to him. It all makes sense to me.
That looks like that could work now.
I think so too, but that's just me.
He looks like a fucking nightmare. Imagine being a kid, like a small child, seeing that.
When I was like 9, I was telling him earlier, man. I remember seeing a thing with him in Southwest Championship Wrestling from San Antonio. He fucked Scott Casey up like a motherfucker, and I was just like, "What is this?"
There's that.
This guy didn't stand this rugged cowboy dude didn't stand a single chance, and he got murdered.
I don't remember the first time I saw him pull the fork out on somebody, but all I thought to myself was, "Oh my God, he's really gonna kill this man. He's gonna murder him on TV."
Because he's not pulling punches with that fork. Why would he? He just stood on a man's head on national television.
He scared the crap out of me. I mean, like, don't get me wrong, Kamala scared me more than anyone, but it was a different type of scare. That dude, like, again, he's got these big fat, he's just a fat, sloppy looking dude that he looks like he eats people with the fork.
Well,
and he had them boots, bro. The curly boots. That was like a thing back then too. You were like, damn. Because I convinced myself that they had lead in those points.
Yeah,
lead. I thought it was pure steel. And
that too.
And dude, I don't know where I came across this because again, syndication and wrestling back in the day. But I remember seeing a couple of times, it might have been Southwest and out of San Antonio, Brody and him. And that's just some of the wildest shit you'll ever see.
Murdering each other.
And it's just unpredictable. But you can't be unpredictable and crazy and dangerous in a basketball arena that looks like the last basketball arena you were in.
10-4. Harper, do you have anything else from Abdullah before we close things out here?
He looks real and scary as fuck.
Yeah.
Preach.
Okay. And here's the thing. It's not about being a body. It's not about this. It's about having a unique look that is a star.
Oh, yes. 100%.
I mean, just look at his forehead.
One of Mike Rotunda's problems is, and he's a superstar, but one of Mike Rotunda's problems, he looks too normal.
He fakes being a little crazy very well in the varsity club, though.
He's doing great. The varsity club's awesome, and apparently they have a new member, but we don't hear much about it.
How many beers have you had tonight? You starting to slur those words over there.
I'm tired, dude.
Okay, that's what it is then.
I am fucking.
I can tell. We're getting to the end here. So I'm
into hour 15 of the day on the move. So you got about another 7 minutes of me.
Well, we're nearing the end here. So we got Mike Rotunda. He defeats Bob Emery. Rick Steiner is outside the ring with Sullivan as the fans cheer for Steiner during the match before it starts. There's a lot of friction here with Sullivan and Steiner throughout the match on the outside. Steiner appears to be, he's getting scolded by Sullivan pretty well. Let's go to this last promo with the Varsity Club. I will tell you, so that we can go to the rating right after this promo, there is two more things after this promo. You have the Sheepherders. They do defeat Jerry Price and Rick Allen. And then the Sheepherders cut a promo, and they tell us they're going to win the U.S. tag titles, and we go off air. But I wouldn't put too much stock into that because they literally leave before the tournament's over. So there's that.
Yeah.
That's it. Let's go to the last promo at this time for this show. It is that we're going to play the Varsity Club, Steiner, Sullivan, Rotunda, with David Crockett at the podium.
This now, Kevin Sullivan, the Varsity Club, Mike Rotunda, World Television Champion, Rick Steiner, and very popular wrestler.
Certainly is very popular, isn't it? It's great for...
I got Spike with me. Watch you can fly. You like Kevin? No!
You're a real chowder brain. You know that, Steiner?
Shut up.
You're a moron.
No, I'm not. Tell him, Kevin, I'm not.
Is he a moron
What'd you
or
do
what?
with my jacket? I gave you my jacket.
You don't want to wear your jacket. You also wear my jacket.
Didn't
That's
fit.
what he's wearing.
You know, the Varsity Club now has come together. I have done what no man has ever done before. Mike Rotunda, Dr. Death on the same team. The Varsity Club and Rick Steiner. Let's not forget Rick Steiner.
Doc's a good partner.
Doc,
I beat him. You never beat Dr. Death.
Where did you beat Doc?
I beat him once.
You never beat him.
Yes, I did.
You know, a lot of things are happening in TBS. It's getting to be the hottest place in town. Next week, the World Heavyweight Champion will defend his title here. And you see, we're going to come here strong, and we're going to show the people. Where's your belt,
He doesn't
son?
have his belt. Forgot it.
Where's your belt?
Where's your belt, man?
I forgot.
Where?
What?
Where's your belt?
I don't know.
Well, you
forgot
better go
it.
find it. Ow! Stop it! I gave him that belt. You didn't. I gave you that
beat
belt.
somebody.
Right
I
on TV.
beat. You didn't give me nothing.
I
beat
gave him that
somebody.
belt on TV.
Hey,
Shut your mouth.
Flair.
Flair what?
Flair's having a match on here. Is that me? I'm wrestling him. I can beat him.
You can't beat the world
I
champion.
can too.
Come here. Come here. Come here. Get right here. I want to let you to listen to one thing.
What?
I am the head of the Varsity Club. You understand? You understand?
Stop that.
Come here.
Start listening.
Michael, you finish
Don't
this
hit me
interview.
no more.
Come here. You're coming with me.
Now that I have a chance to talk, I think that I'm the greatest world television champion of all time. I'm also number one in the Varsity Club. That means Steiner's number 3 now because Dr. Death has come in. Him and I are a great team, and Steiner's Steiner. All right, ladies and gentlemen, you heard from the Varsity Club. More action to come right after this on the Superstation.
All right, so like I said, the Sheepherders end up defeating Jerry Price and Rick Allen. The Sheepherders also cut a promo, but we'll close out by talking about the Varsity Club promo here. Doc, what you got from it?
I'm supposed to believe that Dr. Death turned and 78 minutes into the program, JR hadn't run his yap about it?
Sure.
No. Airtight, brother. These guys are great. The jar, the fly, just... This is phenomenal. Again, we say it week after week that it's underrated. We didn't give them enough due at the time. Yeah.
We didn't. Steiner's awesome. It's going to get better too with Steiner. He's going to have
the interplay, but it's Steiner, but it's also the interplay between all three of them is great.
Yeah.
Yeah. I agree. Harper, you were laughing. I was laughing. What'd you think?
Yeah, Rick is great, huh? It's like two stupid brothers fighting, and then he's the dad.
Dealing with it.
That suddenly stopped being satanic.
Right.
He wouldn't stop. The best part about that was he did it, and then he starts being goofy again, and then like Sullivan at one point almost looked like he wasn't even acting. He was like, "What the hell is wrong with you? Can you chill out?" That's it was so good, and I actually think that's how it was supposed to be. But it was so good that it seemed like he was really pissed off with him. He's like, "Bro, can you chill out? I'm trying to cut a promo. Rotunda, go ahead and you finish this off." And then he walks off and he hits Steiner in the back of the head. I thought that was fun. So anyway, Harper, anything else?
No.
All right.
Go to like the 1830 mark.
Okay.
I want to hear something Jim Ross says.
All right, so I'm at 1827 here. Let's see what JR says.
W. Newman of Southfield, Michigan. She's a big NWA and a Midnight Express fan. I know she'll be watching. We have an update tomorrow night during our program of NWA Main Event right here on Superstation TBS. The Fantastics name being bandied around here by the sheep herders. Well, here's your difference right here. Rip Morgan with that flag, waving it around the ring, and the Fantastics brought the U.S. flag in, of course, and they put it in their corner. And there's your battering ram. And the thing about the sheep herders flagpole, it's not a little lightweight.
What was the original?
Oh, there.
That was it?
No, go.
Okay.
And the thing about the sheep herders flagpole, it's not a little lightweight wooden pole. It's a metal flagpole. And the flag bearer, the flag doesn't weigh that much, I don't think. I don't know how heavy the New Zealand flag is. I've got to think, you don't need a 6'4", 260 pounder to carry it around. It ain't heavy. It's my flag, Double knee left.
No, it's before that.
What was you said? The original timestamp was what? 1:18:30.
It was like yeah. Fuck it.
What did he say?
He said something about when you watch the wrestling here, you're seeing big men, and everyone here basically looks the part.
That's true.
And it made me think it's like, well, he's not saying that fucking today.
Oh, bruh.
He's calling a Marco Stunt match tonight.
Yeah.
Sure is. All right, we need to rate this show and get ready to get on out of here.
You've also heard JR say, "Hey, when you take a man's money and you cash the man's check,
you do what he tells you." Yeah, that's so true. He said that a million times.
Otherwise, we'd all be down at the suit jobs tomorrow causing all kinds of shit.
Yeah, God.
Flipping over a table, being like, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. Man, the bookers at the shoot jobs don't know how close they are to just complete anarchy.
They really don't. They really don't.
It just takes a few motherfuckers that have had enough.
They really don't. I don't want to say anymore, man.
That have figured out that they've given up, man. And the further down on the scale you go, the worse it gets. Because I've been in a warehouse job or a service industry job. Those bookers are always living on the edge of getting their ass whooped on.
Like Cedric the Entertainer said. Or wait, was it Cedric or I think it was Cedric. I can't remember. I wish a motherfucker would at the job. Bernie Mac. It may have been Bernie Mac. I don't remember. Yeah, you ain't lying. They wish a motherfucker would do something at the shoot job. He's like, what did he say? Black folks are the only one that go to work and tell the boss what they gonna fucking do. I ain't come here to work. I ain't doing shit today.
That does sound like menace.
No. All right. We got to rate this thing. Before we do so, just a reminder, you want some extra content? Get it at tinyurl.com/PatreonBTT. That's tinyurl.com/PatreonBTT. Our top 10 from the PWIs, our world-class shows, all of that is up there at our Patreon feed. Again, it's tinyurl.com/PatreonBTT. Appreciate it if you recently signed up, and please continue to sign up if you haven't done so yet. Also, use our Amazon referral link at tinyurl.com/BTT Amazon. Great way to support this show without spending anything extra. Give that link to the wives, girlfriends, hoes, side pieces in your life. Tell them to use it. Okay, Doc, I'm going to rate it. I got to give this an A+. I really like this episode. It was an hour and 21 minutes, so almost 1:22, but a lot went down. I mean, it gets an A+ just based on the Road Warriors and what went down with them in the Midnight, and then the Midnight getting jumped by Paul Lee's Midnight. So A+ for me. What are you giving it, Doc?
You know, we'd always back in the day go, "Oh, you never saw the titles change hands on TV."
I think we rewatched enough classic wrestling to know you saw the titles change on TV.
Okay, well, this was a fantastic episode from top to bottom. So much so that I'm going to say A+.
Yeah, it's got to be A+.
Yeah, if this isn't an A+, I don't know what is. So.
Okay.
Doc, Rolex Award. Who are you giving it to?
Man, I thought about Bobby Eaton for the ass whooping he took and his comeback. I wanted to. But I think I'm going with Corny for the promo and getting his ass beat and juicing on TV. I think I'm going to go with Corny.
I said just a little bit of blood, kid.
Yeah.
I got to go Corny, too. Harper, what do you think?
I want to give it to the Road Warriors.
I thought about that, but yeah, go ahead.
Because, I mean, they just put on a fucking massive ass kicking.
They whipped out their dicks. Great. They whipped out their dicks and said, "This shit ain't gonna suck itself."
Yeah. Come on.
What the hell's wrong with y'all, Harper? I mean, come on, man. Can you get control of this thing? I mean, it's supposed to be a classic podcast. That? What the hell's wrong with you, man? I mean,
what the fuck?
You know, I mean, come on, man.
That's fucked up.
All right.
So I got a question, Harper. Is PJ mad at Jim Cornette now?
No.
Okay.
Corny hasn't even said anything bad, in my opinion.
Because Corny knows that the Hawks are legitimate, and he's trying to kind of tiptoe through this thing.
Fuck, you know what was funny? I was at the gym, and it was one of Perry's buddies were there. And I was talking to him. I was like, "Hey, you know, blah, 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 blah," you know, with him jumping off the fucking mall. And I was like, "Bruh, don't fucking tell anybody. But our next show is going to be at Champion Square by the Dome. Perry is going to jump off the fucking Superdome."
And that idiot believed it.
He's like, "Well, you mean like off the roof or from like the rafters?" I said, "No, bruh, from the fucking roof."
Jesus
it's going to be fucking badass. He believed me. So I can't wait to see that happen.
You told two lies in one. You said it was going to be at Champion Square, which is a lie. And then you told him he was jumping off the roof of the Superdome to Champion Square, which is, you couldn't fucking put a jetpack on and do that because it's too far away. Oh, people.
I mean, for real?
Dude, for you real? Gotta, it's like, you know how many, never mind.
No. Nobody cares about your New Orleans bullshit. Have they pulled the dead Mexicans out of the Hard Rock Cafe yet?
Come on, asshole.
They're still there.
Yeah. So wait a minute. So this is the problem with this country. You're the problem, Mike. I say, have they pulled the dead Mexicans? Mexicans is a word for people from a country. Have they pulled the dead Mexicans out of the building yet? And you're mad at me. And not the people who created the situation.
Yeah. I'm mad at you.
You're the problem. I'm worn out. The people have got to be worn out. Nobody here works this much to be able to burn this much content at their shoot job.
Let's pause on all this. Woo!
Right.
Hold on. I got the one for you, Doc. It's this one.
Yeah, I say. Baby's got a pot roast on.
There you go.
That's the one. All right, Doc, you want to say anything before we get out of here, and then I'll turn it over to Harper to close things out with a wild clap plug.
No, I'm getting out of here. Y'all have fun closing this out.
Yeah. All right, bro. Catch you later. Wildcat, what's the... Did I see March 21st or something like that?
That's it, March 21st, dog.
Where are we at this time?
Which, at the Standard Building. The Butch
Dewey Gym?
Kenner, yeah.
Okay, so Butch Dewey, probably 7 p.m. I haven't even looked at it.
Yeah. Stevie Richards.
There you go. Wildcat, March 21st, 7 p.m. bell time, Kenner, Louisiana. Kenner, brah, Stevie Richards will be there. That's the next show. And then from there, we're still waiting on X-Rated. We don't know when it's going to be. It's usually during the summer. So stay tuned. We will get back to you. And that will be the second annual BTT meetup of listeners. We can't wait for it. But for now, March 21st, Kenner, Louisiana, Butch Dewey Gym, Wildcat Sports. Stevie Richards will be there along with all the crew from Wildcat Sports. So, all right, Harper. Man, I'm tired. I don't know about you, man. I think we need to get out of here. All right, y'all. We're going to get out of here. Hopefully you enjoyed it. I got all the plugs out the way earlier. Let me mention one more thing. Check out Our Vantage Point, the Retro Wrestling Podcast with Joe Murata and Michael Quinn, the northern version of BTT. Slightly classier, a little bit more professional, but still fun nonetheless. Check out the Bottom Line Cast with Mike Prue and JV as well. And the Wrestling Podcast About Nothing may have come to its end. So I'm not going to mention anything other than that, other than to tell you to go listen to episode 200, especially the end of it. And if they are coming to an end, I wish Brian Malonis and Mike Crockett well in their future endeavors. But no, great show. If it did come to an end, you had a great run, guys. All right, we're going to get out of here. I'm exhausted. Harper's exhausted too. We got to be to work early in the morning. It's getting late. Harper, do me a favor, hit the tagline, and let's get out of here.
Book it, bitch.